let's talk about motivation. My name again, so Happy New Year. Happy New Year, right? Happy New Year. My name is Yengyee Lor, or Yengyee Lor. Okay, so Yengyee Lor, President and CEO of Faithful Consulting, a business focused on creating social change in the workplace through coaching, consulting, and training. Our vision really with the Do Good talk show is really to connect and share knowledge that can help you and those you love in different aspects of any area, whether it's business, motivation, life. We're hoping to provide some nuggets so that you can just walk away with some strategies and tools to thrive as a person. So last year we asked if we were to have a radio show, what would you want to hear? And many of you have responded. And so we do have a full list of content for this year, but please feel free to send more in to contact@faithfulconsulting.com. Feel free to send more of your topics in if you have questions. Don't hesitate to also message us on Messenger and let us know if you have things that you like us, you just have questions about different things that is relevant, maybe that we can answer. And if I don't know, or my team doesn't know, and we can't find out the answer for you, we will connect you with resources that could help you. So today in our time together, we have about 23 minutes together, really want to focus on motivation. So what is motivation, right? Right? So motivation to me is really a feeling. So sometimes, well, at the end of the year, this is probably the most common example, is at the end of the year, you're excited for the year to end, whether it's been a great year or whether it's been a terrible year, you are excited. It's like a closing of something. So it feels really like a release, sometimes a really good thing to kind of get rid of the old and welcome the new. It's that. And then it can bring on the new year, where a lot of people make New Year's resolutions. So according to Inc.com, did a study in 2022, 41% of US citizens, well, I shouldn't say citizens, people who live in US that answered it, 41% of you set New Year's resolution, but only 9% will succeed. So that's some statistics on how successful people are in accomplishing their goals. So not very successful. So I'd love to hear if you are live with me. I'd love to hear if you have already dropped off the bandwagon. And actually, out of all the 41% that actually set New Year's resolution or goals, most of them are around health related. So the gym, when I see like posts every once in a while when I go on my feed of people working out or of then empty gyms. So it is pretty funny to see that as well. So I'm just curious how many of you, your New Year's resolution in the chat. I wish I did a poll. That would be so cool. Just type in the chat if you made a New Year's resolution around your health, eating healthier, being healthier. I'll say that I did prior. I was telling some of my girlfriends, I'm like, I've got to like eat better. There are days like I don't know if I ate, and there are other days where I think I just had like potato chips or something. I'm just terrible. It's not something that I really think about. And so, yeah, I was telling some of my girlfriends that would be my New Year's resolution, is to eat healthier. So I'm not surprised if some of you, most of you, that's your New Year's resolution. And I'm also not surprised as myself included in this. The rest of the 42% that's not successful. I have not been eating well. Yes, Moha, exercise. Yeah. Yeah, and I haven't even exercised at all since last year. So, so on the topic of motivation, that's part of it is we set goals because we feel motivated in the moment. Like we really, motivation to me is like that feeling, as I mentioned. So we feel really excited. So we'll say yes to someone. We'll say yes to a friend, like, oh yeah, let's do that. That'll be so much fun. And then you give yourself enough time and you're like, oh gosh, I overcommitted myself, right? So motivation might say yes or no to things. So your motivation can also be, we're just talking about working out, is can whisper to you quietly, like, do you really want to go work out? There's a snowstorm out and the gym is like 10 minutes away. So that's motivation as well, right? It is that it can be detrimental. So our motivation fluctuates. So if you rely on motivation to get you to your goals, it's going to take you a long time. Yes. And let me see, Cheryl, what did you? Yeah. Yeah. So really change it from motivation to a priority. What is my priority? What is my discipline? What is my habits? So start creating better habits. Don't use motivation. I mean, motivation will be helpful. So get yourself excited. So because we know motivation is a feeling, we say things when we're excited, or we say things or don't do things when we're not excited. So our motivation fluctuates. We have to create discipline. We have to create habits that will be healthy for us. So if your goal is to eat healthier, create habits, create discipline, create strategies that will help you to go. So has anyone read Mel Robbins' book 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or 5 Second? That's her book of 5 seconds. Sometimes when you take too long to think about it, your mind tricks you to stop. So if you actually just do it within, like just instantly do it, get up and just go work out, that you're going to have a likely chance of completing that goal or doing that and creating that habit. So you don't give yourself enough, long enough time to think about something. Just go and do it. Yes, true. Yeah. But isn't it hard though? I mean, we get motivated when we listen to these podcasts too. We get motivated. Some of you are probably super motivated, even coming on here, like, okay, I'm going to listen to this and get really excited. But as soon as maybe this video is done, you go back to life. And that's the thing that motivation doesn't plan for, that you need to plan for. You need discipline to plan for, is when I'm away from my accountability group, when I'm away from the books I read, the things that motivate me intrinsically or extrinsically, when life happens, how do I keep going? That's the trick, is to find that for yourself. So if you set a health goal, which is very common for a lot of people, they understand this is the right thing to do. It's the right thing to eat healthy. It's the right thing to protect our body. Like, we know science and we understand, and it makes practical sense. We know all these really important things about the nature of treating our bodies well, that it helps us mind, body, spirit, and everything. But it's still so hard for people to do. And that's the key. That's the thing with getting to any goal. Even if it's so good for you, it's still so hard to do, because one, our mindset. The other reason, life, as I mentioned, we don't plan for life. We got like 5 kids, or we have children we got to take care of. We have a partner, we have a job, we have all these things that can interfere with our priorities. And so make sure that when you are setting these goals, you are motivated by them. And when I say motivated by them is there's two components of motivation: intrinsic, internally. Do you really want this? Is this really practical? I remember coaching a coachee once, and we're looking at all aspects of the wheel of life. And the coachee had indicated that, wow, in looking this, I thought this is actually my priority, is to focus on this. But in the scheme of everything in my life, that's the least. That actually isn't what I'm motivated by right now, intrinsically. I need to take care of maybe my finances first, or I need to take care of my relationship with my spouse first. So really check in with your internal motivation and look and reflect on what's on your plate, in your circle, in your wheel of life, all different aspects. Does this make sense as a priority for you? Because maybe why you're not actually doing it is because it's probably not on your priority list. Because if you make it a priority, you will do it. But sometimes it's just can't fit on a priority list because we got these other variables: kids, spouse, maybe you're going to school, and then you have a job. So then exercise is like the fifth thing on this list. So you have to understand and be gentle with yourself, is what I'm saying in those. So are you really motivated by this intrinsically? And then extrinsically is there a reward? So some extrinsic motivation for people are like monetary. If you're in a job, you know that, hey, if I work really hard, I can get promoted and get a higher pay, or I can get to this level of position, et cetera. So you have some extrinsic motivation, rewards, or your physical, like your health. That's extrinsic reward, as you see your body start to feel like look good, and you start to feel good, and you start all this stuff. So are you extrinsically motivated by this goal or this resolution that you're making? Take the time to think about it. Think about this goal that you set for yourself and whether it is really something that can be a priority. So being real about that with yourself, having that honest look at what is really practical. Because I did say that. I did say I'm going to eat healthier, but I haven't done it. Because in the priority list of things that are what's more important to me is, for me, it's my business. It's growing my business. So we're doing a lot of exciting things that really, really motivate me. Intrinsically and extrinsically, I'm super motivated by all the things that we get to do. The Hmong Civic Leadership Program in the Twin Cities. So I'm going to put a plug in for that. If you're listening and you're in the Twin Cities, check that program out, message us. We're going to get some information hopefully on our website soon, but there is already information on our social media around that program. But we're super excited about, some of those things in our business that we get to partner with a lot of leaders in the community to put on. So my business, that's a priority for me. And then I know like my 2 kids are a priority for me. So being a mom is so important to me. And really self-care, that's like the 3 thing that I focus on every year after year. And self-care, what I mean is that recharge time. I know like I need my introvertedness. I know I need alone time. I know that I need to travel. I need adventure. I need those kind of things. So really get honest with yourself, because if you're not doing a goal, it's because one, maybe actually it's not a priority. That's one. The other is you allow yourself, your mind to trick you. So like I've talked about Mel Robbins 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and get out of your head. Really just get out of your head, create those habits. So don't even think about it. Some of these things you shouldn't think too much about. Like I know if I was to pick up and go back and run, I'd be running again, or I'd be exercising again. that's when you create the already habits and discipline. I also know, like, yes, I need to eat healthier. Maybe that's my goal, but my weight is manageable. And so what I do with that? So I know I want to be in a healthy space too. And health is more than just weight, right? But okay, am I kind of in line, or again, with myself and my priorities? And so if I'm feeling okay about it, then it's not that big of a deal to me. So it's goals are very personal. Motivation is very personal to you. Priorities are very personal and based on your life. How do you stay motivated when you try so hard at your business in the beginning and still felt like a failure? How do you find the courage to get back up and do it again, or start over again? Not sure if you actually felt this way in the beginning, but a general question to put out there to help small businesses if they ever felt like quitting. All the time. I have talked about this openly too. I freshened up my resume, even when I was doing my business for the first couple years. So I've been in business going on 8 years in June. So June will be my 8th year anniversary. Yeah, it's crazy how long it's been. When I first started off, I had like no money. So you probably heard my journey about that. No money, just like rock bottom. Rock bottom. Not going to go into details. You can ask me to come and speak at your keynote or something. But really, I freshened up my resume, tried to apply for jobs. I did get several interviews, but just kept pushing. Like for some reason, I just knew like this was where my heart was. And every time I would get an offer, I would think about it and I'd be like, no, this still feels right. So even though that offer was so enticing, right? The offer was a really good offer, 6 figures when I wasn't even making like anything. I was tested many times in my business, making nothing or like having this, company job that I could make steady income, health insurance, all this stuff during the beginning of my business. But I kept coming back to me, knowing what my passion is, knowing what my values is, knowing what feels really good. And so you have to have a lot of self-trust and belief. Motivation, you will be motivated if you really believe in yourself too. And when you create a narrative in your mind of that self-belief and empowerment, like truly believe and love like this person in here for all the good and all the flaws, right? That really drives. That is the best motivation. The best motivation is that. So I kept saying, okay, 1 year, one more year. So here's what I do. So to Kayu's point, how did I keep going? So even when I had this enticing offer, I was making nothing. I was like, okay, all right, but I'm making something. At least I'm making something. And I'm like, I'm going to give myself 6 more months or 1 more year. So I kept putting like my timeline. I kept extending my timeline in my business on when I would be successful. And literally it didn't take, it took me a long time. I will tell you, in business, it's not going to happen overnight. If you think you're going to be successful overnight, it's probably most of the chances are very slim, unless you've really a lot of thought into it, really have a great business plan, really have some great mentors, really like go all in, have funding and all that stuff. And like I said, I wasn't in that situation, so I really can't relate to those stories, but just having nothing and being in your business, and always, even if you have a lot of stuff, being in business, it's very volatile. Even now, as steady as we are as a company now, we still fluctuate on, we are constantly prospecting and constantly planning years out of where our revenue will be coming from and who we're working with. And we're constantly working hard You have to love your business. I guess that's the best way. Love your business, know yourself. So be confident in yourself, believe in yourself. And most importantly, love what you do. Because if you don't love what you do, you're not going to be doing it it's not going to keep you. So that intrinsic and extrinsic motivation has to be there. And you have to be good. Like it's got to be things that you're good at too. Maybe there is some intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. There's people who are amazing. I'm only speaking for myself, right? The marketing businesses, amazing for some people. Like, gosh, they're so good at it. It's just not for me. Yes, does it motivate me intrinsically and extrinsically? To some degree, it does. But is it my skill set too? Am I really good at that too? No. It's being really real with yourself. It's kind of like exercising too. If you want to like build that body, you have to understand the sacrifice, dedication to be in that area of genius, that area of like being really good at something. So these folks who are in their businesses doing their things, they're really good. They get really good. That's also part of the motivation, is knowing that you really like it. If you don't really like it, and you're not really good and skilled in it, it's your motivation will die easily and you're not going to be successful. So I hope that helps. Ayua says, thank you for sharing that piece. Every time when I doubted myself and thought maybe I just stick to that old work of mine, maybe I will be better off. But the thought of staying back there wasn't where my heart. So I have to keep pushing and still pushing. Thank you. That's what motivated me to be in business for 8 years. I came out of, working for someone else. I didn't want to work for someone else. I wanted the freedom to create. I wanted the freedom to create a legacy that is bigger than me, and to not be held back by the red tapes, which, as a company, we all need certain degrees of it, but it shouldn't be that complex sometimes for me. It shouldn't be that complex to help people. It shouldn't be that complex to do certain things. So I'm all about effectiveness and efficiency and creativity and doing good work. So do good, be the good, uncover more good. I just want to do that and be able to help people in ways that I can, and in my areas of geniuses. So here's the top 3 things, right? You have to like what you have, this goal, whatever you set, you have to want it. Okay. You have to desire it. There's got to be a desire. It has to be important enough to you. And it's got to also, look at your lifestyle. The other is most top 3 things why goals succeed is accountability. Find a support group. Okay. I didn't get 8 years into business and still going without support of others. So do quality work, enjoy what you do, be so good at what you do, but find really good people. And it is through that support group. It was really people that I've had relationships with or I connected with, and I'm 100% word of mouth. Because someone said, hey, go to her. We can trust her. She's reliable. She's responsible. She's trustworthy. She does good work. It's really through that I've been able to stay in business. So build that relationship. So on that note, if you're looking for that group, what I find is sometimes we don't have some raw discussions around business, or like you're trying to find a secret magic ingredient. We're going to share that in our Vision Board Accountability Group. It starts tonight. So 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can join from all over the world, wherever you are. If you're looking for a group that you can not only come and get the support, have a safe and confidential space to talk about some of your concerns around your goals and strategize and get energized and motivated and feed yourself every 4 weeks. So we're not meeting too often, but we're meeting often enough to keep that motivation going. Because, you know, as soon as maybe some of you hop off today, your motivation is ready. Oh my gosh, I'm drained. My energy is drained. Please join. It's one of the most effective, top 3 ways to really achieve your goals. So whatever it is. So again, faithfulconsulting.com and book online. You can click, you can hop in, just see what it's about tonight. And then come and join us. I would sign up for the whole year and be around a group of goal setters, goal getters, that you will be able to share a safe space with and continue to get the motivation that you need. So I want to announce that. We already talked about Mel Robbins' books. I like her 5-second rule. Atomic Habits by James Clear is a great book if you want to read that, to create habits in your life and discipline. Move from motivation to discipline. A lot of what I do every day, yes, my purpose fuels me. So that's why it's so important to like what you do. But I'm into habits already. So whether you're developing a habit of just getting yourself ready, you know, like even if you work from home, like I get myself ready every day, like I'm going to work. So developing those habits that will support your motivation, support your goals. That's really important. Feel free to follow us on all of our social media. So Facebook, follow me on my personal Facebook page too. I post a little bit more personal content on there versus the business, where my team posts a lot of great tips and strategies. So follow both. Follow us on LinkedIn. We have a business page. Feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. Again, your network is your net worth. So the more you're able to connect and build those relationships. Okay, it's just not, there's more to networking than just having like 5,000 people follow you. You really have to have 5,000 people who know you and care about you. So follow us on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. We're on all social media platforms. Save our website so you can come back to us for any of your organizational solutions. And then tune in with us for next month. So next month, we hope to get into the Hmong American Center. If you don't know, the Hmong American Center is an organization here in Wausau, Wisconsin, that serves the Hmong and diverse community, so Hispanic, other diverse community, with lots of great resources. So we're going to be there. And next month, it's February, so Valentine's, love. We're going to be talking about forgiveness. Jatsi, yeah, Jatsi. It's okay, Jatsi. So that's in my language. And remember to spread goodness. That's really our slogan this year. We want to just make big impact. And so go out, spread goodness, smile at someone, send positive energy to someone, pray for someone, do something, spread goodness. You, one person, can make a difference. I will see you next month, and I hope to connect with you more. And thank you for tuning in to the Do Good Talk Show. And we will see you next month on forgiveness.